Dear Toastmasters and distinguished guests, a warm good evening.
Good evening.
I am Toastmaster Shanavas, the subject in terms for today's meeting. And it is my pleasure to welcome you all to the 190th meeting of Mussafah Toastmasters Club. The mission of Toastmasters Club is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience to empower members for personal growth and speech development. As a protocol of Toastmasters International, you are requested to keep away from three taboo topics: sex, religion and politics during the entire meeting. And also you are requested to kindly switch off your mobile phones or put them in silent mode to avoid distraction. With this note, I would like to welcome our President, Toastmaster Vivek Ayyapan, for the opening address. Welcome, sir.
Dear Toastmasters, fellow members and guests, a warm good evening again. I think today it's cold evening. So after a long time, we luckily back to the venue where we want to be. Thanks to Bustan Speciality Hospital Management Team, especially Mr. Rona Bringer and Mr. Naufal. Also, my sincere thanks to our area director and past area director, those who behind to grab this venue for us. Our past area director, Toastmaster Mallikarjun, and present area director, Toastmaster Rajesh Malikare, those who are tremendously done their best to achieve this venue. And our sincere gratitude to all those who are behind us. And one of our members, VK Toastmaster Deepak Joseph, I think he will come up later. Okay, it's not lucky to be here when we got the name. The last events, what we celebrated with the world champion, Miss Romana Desmith, who was the world champion for 2018 speech. So we were, I think how many of us, we went there. Many members are gone there and we spent a lot of time with the world champion in Abu Dhabi, Indian Social Center, last October 13. And it was a nice evening, a lot of advices we received from her, how she achieved this award. And she was very cool and so polite. And she is with us. I think many of us taken selfie with her. Especially I have seen Rashid and Toastmaster Ashraf, Toastmaster Ramaraj. I think they are all got opportunity to take a selfie with our world champion. And second thing, we need to be concentrated for our newsletter, which we are going to issue in the next month meeting. I hope our public relation Vice President Toastmaster Chirag Gwani and our editorial team headed by Toastmaster John Thomas is ready for releasing our first newsletter for the year, for the tenure. Next thing, one of the achievements we achieved was Speciality Award. Finally, we got the Speciality Award from Toastmasters International. I thank you for Toastmaster Ramaraj for VP membership to make our club achieving this award. And finally, after so much communication and interventions, Toastmaster International, Toastmaster Deepak has done a very good job to achieve this award. So finally, we are a club of Speciality Award for adding 5 members for the tenure of September and August. This year we are celebrating 94th anniversary of Toastmasters International since its inception. This is the 94th year. So Toastmasters Abu Dhabi division also, I think, is going to celebrate this moment. Let us wait their invitation or some award somewhere they are going to conduct. But it's not declared. Now next, this year, Dubai division, DTAC, District Toastmasters Conference, it's called DTAC, which is going to be 31st. The registration for DTAC is going to be approached, it's going to end 31st October. So all the members requested to register their name, which is going to be in the Emirates Exhibition and Conference Center in Dubai. So those who are attended already in 2016, we have already attended in Abu Dhabi. So in 2018, it's again come back to Dubai. So it's an opportunity to go and attend this event because it's a district Toastmasters conference. So around 4 countries like Saudi, Lebanon, Oman, UAE. These all countries clubs are going to participate in this event. So I request all members to register for this event. Now finally, before concluding my speech, some of the members are still due payment. So Toastmaster Goran Rai, our treasurer, I think he is facing some financial crisis. So request all members, those who are not yet paid their dues, renewal fees, make it fast. So this meeting today headed by Toastmaster Shiraz Agwani is going to be the captain of the next 2 hours. So let me invite Toastmaster Shiraz Agwani, captain of today's meeting and Toastmaster of the evening. So let us congratulate and welcome Toastmaster Shiraz Agwani. With this note, I would like to declare meeting number 190 open.
Mr. President, thank you for that introduction. Toastmasters, and yes, very warm good evening to all of you. I'm quite excited to be the TME, Toastmaster of the evening, for this particular meeting and this special venue. It's because this is exactly the venue where I delivered my icebreaking speech. That is the first speech that every Toastmaster delivers in his journey on this journey to leadership and personal development. So, very excited about this, that I'm getting this opportunity. And going forward, before I get into our routine agenda, I would like to just identify, take a moment to understand who our guests are, and if you would really like to know you better. Just a brief introduction from your side about your name, what you do, and how do you come to hear about Toastmasters. So, can I start with you, ma'am?
My name is Ann, and
Ma'am, please. This is the modus operandi in Toastmasters. We come here.
my name is Ann White, and I've just heard about Toastmasters actually 15 years ago. Some of my friends told me about it. I've ever since been thinking to come and join this club. Since I live in California, nothing was close to me. So I'm really excited to be here, and this is my day one. And I'm looking forward to becoming a member over here. And myself, I've finished my master's in strategy business from the University of Portsmouth, and I work at the High College of Technology for the last 15 years. And I work as a senior specialist for work placement. And that's about it. And I look forward to becoming a member here.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Progesh. I'm working in ICAP as in GPIN topics as a name of company who manufactures signages and most commonly traffic signs for different commercial projects and all. Actually, I heard about this Toastmaster from one of my colleagues. His name is Krishna. He was here for 2 years. So I thought it would be definitely a good platform for me to learn and get familiar with myself. So that's why I'm here. I will be a part of it in the future.
My name is Maurice Ross. Actually, I'm an electrical engineer working in Mussafah in a company called Customer Delight Trading. It's a trading company, and my aim is to be part of this group is to increase my my learning capacity and communication skills. That's all.
The special venue and the special meeting would not have been possible without the support of Bustan management. We are fortunate to have a representation from the management of Bustan, Mr. Lona Brenner. We would just really want to express our gratitude for making this happen. I know it's been not easy and it's taken quite some time, but I mean, if you could just come over and maybe just give us a brief introduction. I mean, that's the whole spirit about this Toastmasters. You know,
Good evening, everybody. Myself, Lona Brenner. I am the associate manager here for marketing and business development. Joined here last year, as we opened. So it is actually a long process, created since the competitors were all of Rajesh. So they approached us actually, and we were very positive regarding that initially. But unfortunately, there was, I think we conducted one meeting here, and we had to close because of some operational hazards. So we reopened in June 12th, and after that, immediately I think August or so, we were again planning for a session. And it was again postponed because of the summer vacation and other things. So last week we have progress. Since there was a little hectic things happening over here, we started our CAT, continuous meeting the education programs. All this things was got line. So I suggested them just to push it for 1 more week. So that is why this has been done. And I feel very proud and very pleasure and very happy to welcome you all to the Bustan Hospital, Speciality Hospital. And what do you call these kind of relations, whether it is individual or whether it is through an organization, whether it is through a company or a corporate sector, is very important for any organization to grow. It's two kind of development. Either it is a personal development, and second is a career development, and second is the third one we can say is the growth of the organization. For us in the hospital, we are reaching you. Through you individually, we are reaching your community, your officers, your organization, your corporate sector like that. So we are using this opportunity, and I sincerely thank you once again for selecting for approaching us, and we hope that we are these facilities and these arrangements are quite okay for you. They are not also right. And thank you very much once again, and wish you all the best. And of course, we are looking forward for further associations. And we will be circulating some messages to our staff. We have around 200 staff plus available here. Not only in Bustan, also with it's a part of our Group organization. we will be circulating. I will be circulating some messages from your side after this meeting. You can send us the photographs or some other things through the email. I will circulate it to the management level. So there are a lot of people available in our organization who really seeks this kind of platform to develop and to gain experience and other things. So we will circulate it to try just to reach more to our own group next week. So thank you very much, and once again wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rana. Okay. Before I go to introductions for the various role players in this meeting and start on with the agenda, please come. Yeah, so I'll just give a brief introduction about the theme of this meeting. The theme of the meeting is, as it's in front of you, less is more. And I don't know what kind of thoughts this brings in your mind, but how is it that less can be more? And so what really are we talking about? Maybe are these about the things in our life, materialistic possessions? Are these the thoughts in our mind? Or are these the number of people who we have in our life? You could apply this yardstick to pretty much everything. So, I'm not sure if you have heard about this movement or minimalism, or I'm a minimalist. What really is this movement all about? Minimalism, or the one who we expect to do more with less. So, it's very simple. A minimalist lives with less than 100 things in his life. He doesn't own a car or a TV or a home. He doesn't have a career. He basically lives in exotic, hard to pronounce places all over the world. He probably is already starting on a blog. He doesn't have children or a family. Basically, he lives like a sadhu or a sage. Now, sorry if I got your madda, but this is just a joke, okay? So this is not the idea of minimalism that I'm trying to sell to you. So this is how a lot of people in today's world, especially those who are a big fan of consumerism, they try and portray minimalism is all about. But this is not what it is. So what it is? Who is really a minimalist? He believes less is more. And he really focuses on things in his life which are more important for his happiness. He avoids consumptive culture. This whole idea about a fall collection and a spring collection and a winter collection and summer collection, and you only have so much of a wardrobe. There's only so much you can fill in that wardrobe in your house. So he understands this whole consumptive culture is not really going to make him happy in the long run. He tries to keep things simple. Tries to really identify those things which really make him happy. He spends more on experiences and less on materialistic possessions. At the same time, he also appreciates that materialistic possessions are needed and they make our life more convenient. So he doesn't shun the world and starts living on Himalayas. That's not what a minimalist is all about. He goes green. He understands that everything that he brings in his house has an environmental impact, and he tries to minimize that impact. And he works for better relationships. So, to give an example, maybe he tries to, instead of buying your son an expensive gift, you just get him enrolled for, an arts class where he learns something new and he appreciates life better. So, the resources are scarce, but you can make that selection. So, minimalism is a tool that can assist you in finding freedom, freedom from fear, freedom from worry, freedom from overwhelm, freedom from guilt, depression, and the trappings of this consumer culture. Why minimalism? Nothing inherently wrong with buying or having these materialistic possessions. Go get your fancy car, go have this wonderful house that you always dreamt about. But the problem that we see in today's world is that we seem to be assigning a lot of significance to stuff and material, and we are valuing them over people, over emotions, over learnings, and we are kind of forsaking our health, relationships, passions, and growth. Even our desire to contribute beyond ourselves. We have a role in this community beyond us. And a fine example of that is Toastmasters. That we all are here not just for improving ourselves in our personal journey, but also to contribute to others' journeys. This is what the community is all about. So minimalism allows you to make these decisions more consciously and deliberately. And it does not let corporations and marketing firms exploit our insecurities to look cool, to look latest, and wreck this planet because of all the additional junk that we're creating. Like, look at this minimalistic wardrobe. It doesn't look like this guy is losing on his life. He has probably enough that a normal guy might need to get by in his life. Okay, so I'll just give you a teaser about this theme. We'll discuss more as we go along. Let's get on with the roles and the various role players. So in this section, for those who are new to Toastmasters, we will have our role players come to the stage, describe themselves briefly, mention their names, and also describe the role that they are going to play in today's meeting. So our first role play today . So, our first role player today is Toastmaster Arun. He is our timer. Mr. Arun, can you just come to the stage and explain your role?
Good evening, Toastmasters. Good evening, guest. My role as a timer is to monitor during the speeches, table topics, and evaluations. At the time of meeting, I will report the times of each participant. This will let you know if you delivered your presentation within the allotted time. Okay, I'm just explaining the time rules and demonstration signals. The prepared speeches is having a 5 to 7 minutes. Today we have a TM Puran Roy, and we have allotted him 15 to 20 minutes for his speech. It's an advanced speech. So at the time of 15, the green light will switch on. At the time of 18 minutes, it will be yellow, and red will be at 20 minutes. And it will continue until he finishes his speeches. And
You can explain that in individual sections.
yeah, I can explain the further things in each individual speeches is happening. Thank you.
Our next role player today is the R counter that is being played by Toastmaster Ashraf.
Toastmaster evening, fellow Toastmasters, dear guests, good evening.
Good evening.
As an app counter, I am supposed to note down all the usages used as a pause filler or get words such as interjections such as and, well, but, so, and, things like that. So, sounds like something, things like that also I will be noting. And I will be reporting it at the end of the video.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ashraf. The next role which I would like to introduce is the role of Word Master and remaining it's a dual role. And this is being played by Toastmaster Nufel. Please come to the stage.
Toastmaster of the evening, fellow viewers and guests, warm good evening to all of you.
Good evening.
Today, I'm the word master, and today word is spattered. It's already stick there. You can check that, and it is in an adjective. The meaning of the word is austere, harsh, hard, frugal, etc. This we can use entire our meeting like speeches and other all during all our meeting we can use this, maximum try to use the word. And the next role as a grammarian, I am responsible for commenting on language usage during the course of the meeting. Through the meeting, I will be listening everyone, word usage, writing down and misuse of the language, and finally I will report that. Thank you.
Okay, if you have some time, I'll just like to, a small token of our appreciation for Mr. Luna.
Okay.
Sorry, we had a few slight delay. Mr. Kumar, if you could just give a small token of our appreciation to Mr.
I have received.
Luna. Yeah, please.
Thank you. No, I was confused to see the words part, and it reminded me about that film.
Yes.
Nobody's having six packs over here.
This word goes well with the theme of less is more, because Spartan can survive on very less. Next role is very important role, general evaluator for the entire proceedings of this meeting, and that is being played by our president.
Thank you.
Toastmaster Vivek. May I request you please come to the stage.
Sorry, sorry guys, I will just make a move because it was a long day for me starting by 7 o'clock. So I have to push you on this.
Thank you.
I will take this one and keep it quiet.
Good evening once again. As a general evaluator, I will monitor, I already started monitoring the entire event of today's meeting from beginning to end. And at the end, I will report what is the current happenings, what is improvements required for the future meetings. Over.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vivek. The next role player. Okay, we had a guest introduction round earlier before two more guests came in. So we really want to know you, and if you could just come one by one to the stage, just tell us very briefly about your name, what do you do, and how did you hear about Toastmasters? Please, anyone can come first. Yeah.
Hi, good evening, what I call. I am Ashraf.
Good evening.
I'm a part of the Toastmasters Club Sharjah. My wife, we have been member for 5 years actually. But unfortunately, we were not doing much project speeches due to various other priorities. But anyway, we have shifted from Sharjah to Abu Dhabi, and we have been living here since March. Okay, we have had a lot of job changes and all this. That's part of that. We are in Abu Dhabi now. Inshallah, we are trying to, we are visiting a couple of other clubs as well. So we are trying to find out which is somewhat suitable to us. We have got various days and all this, but even though we have got our own theme and the total purpose of Toastmastering, okay, but still we are trying to meet different clubs and visit different clubs. Inshallah, I will try to join in one of the clubs as soon as possible. Thank you very much for giving this opportunity. Just for 1 more second. This is the first time you are calling the guests on the podium to speak. That is one thing. Second thing, you are asking each and every roadpad to come to the podium. You know the advantage of that. That is the way the fear of see. Normally we used to use the word butterflies in your stomach. That's the word which we used to use. That will go out. Right? Anyway, I really feel this really good approach. It's first time I'm seeing that kind of approach in a club. Anyway, good luck, all the best. Thank you once again for inviting me to the podium. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jamila, and I'm working as a software professional in Aldar headquarters, office in Aldar headquarters. And I'm also part of the Toastmasters in Thank you.
We sincerely hope that your search ends here. Okay, we still have one more role. Thought of the day, which is by our veteran Toastmaster, Ramaraj.
Hello Toastmasters, Toastmaster of the evening, very good evening. Good evening. I want to give something, a thought-provoking thought today. It goes like this. Do you do dreams? What kind of dreams you do it every day? Normally we do dreams, right? Kind of scary, sometimes funny. Exactly. So, sometimes the famous English writer Lewis Carroll who written these stories of Alice in Wonderland. He says, as per his film, sometimes I have believed as many as 6 impossible things before breakfast. Let us hear what he writes. We have unlimited capabilities and there are unlimited opportunities. The world outside is very exciting. The opportunities that is available today has never existed in the past. There is so much demand for any product or service today. More and more skills are required to satisfy the ever-increasing demand for more and more products and services. We are living at the right place and the right time. It is up to us to use it or lose it. So dream the impossible and make it possible. If you read the life story of any successful person, the one common denominator you will see is their burning desire to dream impossible things in life. Take any inventor, any freedom fighter, or any industrialist. When such people said that they wanted to achieve, they were dubbed as insane or foolish. This is the struggle Galileo felt when he said that the earth is round. Another example, when Graham Bell said that he would help mankind to speak through wire. The same was the case with Mahatma Gandhi, that he could win the freedom in India through non-violent means. Non-violence means all dreams are not unrealistic. In fact, dreams are the language of our right brain, which is the creative brain. Our creative brain communicates with us what it wants to us to do. Initially, our goals will be merely a wild thought or a desire. Once we give a serious thought to such desires, they become our goal. Every goal has to pass through 4 stages before we start acting on them. They are fantasy, probability, possibility, and certainty. Some goals may fade off at the fantasy stage itself. When we take some actions in the direction of our goal, it gets into probability stage. When we increase our efforts level, it becomes even more possible to reach our goal. When we are consistent in the quality of our efforts, it is certain that we will reach our goals. This evening, all that we have to do is to take a piece of paper and just write down your wild dreams. Dream as wildly as possible. Make a collage of your dreams if you can. Meditate on them. Affirm to yourself that you can make it happen. You will be amazed at your own ability to convert into a dream into a reality. What do you?
Thank you, Toastmaster Ramaraj, for that thought that really fires us all up to dream big. We move to the main session of the prepared speeches. We have a couple of advanced speeches today, as well as our agenda, which is with you. So the first speaker of the day is Toastmaster Puran Rai. he will be giving his advanced speech number 3. And let me call up the timer to please explain the timing rules for his speech. Yeah, good.
Hi team. For advanced speech timing, it's starting from 15 minutes. Once this 15 minutes reaches, it will be green button is on. Sorry, green button is on. And upon 18 minutes, it will be a yellow. And 20 minutes, it will be a red until the TM finishes the speeches.
Okay. And thank you, Toastmaster. Also, I would like to reach out to Toastmaster Ramraj, who is his evaluator, to please explain his project objectives.
Once again, good evening. The objectives for this advanced speech series, the sales training speech, the project will be delivered by Toastmaster Puran Rai. The objectives are like this. Tell a sales audience how to sell a product by using planned presentation. Inform a sales training audience about the human experience of buyer-seller relationship. Use entertaining stories and dynamic examples of sales situations. Inspire salespeople to want to succeed in selling. Time allotted 15 to 20 minutes. All the best. This was Puran Rai.
Toastmaster Puran, stage is yours.
Toastmaster, good evening. Area Director, fellow Toastmasters. Yes, good evening.
Good evening.
Today I am here to make a presentation on sales and how to be an effective salesman. I will be sharing my experience with you all, what I have learned over the years, what I have learned on the job, what I have learned through textbooks, what I have learned from my seniors, and I hope that I have reached a stage where I am a professional salesman. But you know, life is always about learning, so there's always room for improvement. I would welcome any ideas you may have. There may be some salespeople in the audience or some budding salespeople. I'm ready to listen to any ideas also when I go through my presentation. So what is sales? Sales by definition, sale is an exchange of money for commodity, goods, products, property. Sales is one word we so commonly used, you hear it every day. You go to office, you hear about sales target, how much sales you achieved. If you don't achieve sales, the organization will collapse. Then you go home in the evening, your wife will be waiting for you and she'll say, can you go to Yasmon? Why? Is there sale over there? So sale is something we hear each and every day. Now, how to be an effective salesman? What do you need? You need salesmanship. What is salesmanship? For me, I believe everybody has salesmanship qualities. You, me, our children, husband and wives, heads of states, CEOs, artists, all are doing some kind of selling their idea in all walks of life, convincing people by selling their idea. For example, my daughter, she wants to go for ice skating on a Friday. So she approaches her mom and says, Mom, can I go for ice skating to Jasper City this Friday with my friends? You know the parents are going to drop them. Watch this word, parents are going to drop them. I want to go and have some fun with them. I've revised for my exams for Sunday. Saturday I'll be revising again, so I'll have more energy after having fun with them and we can concentrate better. She said, so did I tell you, Mom? Mom sold, she said, okay, go. So there was a young sales girl and she's already selling her idea. Similarly, heads of state, when a president or a prime minister goes visiting other countries, what group comprises the biggest number of delegates? It's normally business people, right? It will be people from Chamber of Commerce, people from manufacturing associations. And the president or the prime minister will be like the head salesman, selling the product, promoting the product of his country. I remember a young prime minister of India, Rajiv Gandhi, when he used to go abroad, he used to say, when I go abroad, I carry a briefcase and wear a salesman's hat, promoting my country's product, like tourism or any manufactured goods. So all are doing that kind of salesmanship. Even CEOs, even artists, singers, they're selling the product, selling themselves. So everybody has some kind of salesmanship qualities. But then who are true sales professionals? True sales professionals are people like me who make a living out of selling. Talking about myself, I started my career as a sales representative in the city of Calcutta, the hot city of Calcutta, selling printed material. I used to travel by bus, tram, that's why I got my first training. Then I joined Jensen Nicholson to join as a sales executive. I was selling paints. Then I joined Asian Paints as a sales manager, selling paints. Then I joined Group 4 as a general manager of sales and marketing, and I was selling security guards. I was selling human beings, but not traffic. Then I joined Certis and I came over to Abu Dhabi. So I have done a lot of selling in my life. Now, coming to selling, what is the requirement? Like in all other subjects, you need to prepare. Preparation is very important. You need to do a little bit of research. Once you do the research, then you need to record. I'll be going into that later on. While preparing, so what is important? For me, I believe there are 3 A's which is very important. Firstly, knowledge of the product. You need to know what your product is. What are the specifications? What are the qualities? What are the products other companies are selling? So you need to know where your product stands. You know, you may be surprised that sometimes you visit a customer, he may have more information about the product than you. So you may get these surprises, so it's better for you to have a thorough knowledge of the product. Secondly, knowledge of market. You need to know who your buyers are, where your buyers are. So you need to do a little research on your market. So how do you do that research? Before we used to go into check directories to find out. Now you have online. You just put the name of the company, you get all the information, contact person, contact address, email address, all the information is there. So this knowledge of the market is important before you do selling a product. Thirdly, knowledge of competition. Now here I would like to go back many years behind when I got a very good lesson from one of my bosses. Our managing director of the region, he had come over for a visit. So during one of the meetings, he asked me about competition. The answer I gave him probably did not satisfy him. So what he told me is something I'll never forget. He said, you know, Guru, when you go to the market, you imagine you're going into the battlefield. You imagine that there will be a lot of enemies there. So you need to know how many soldiers they have, what weapons they're carrying, ammunition, how many tanks, how many fighters. Unless you have all this knowledge, what is the strategy, what is the strength, you'll be slaughtered. So this lesson I will always remember, that you need to know who your competitors are, what is their strength, what is their pricing, what discounts they're giving, payment terms. All these things are very important before you venture out into the market. Thirdly, fourth is like you need to have a recording of all your information so that you keep yourself updated about the market information. So this is important. Once you have done your research, market research, once you've recorded everything, then how do you connect with your customers? How do you connect? One of the ways of connecting is through emails. You send emails with your profile, but the hit rate for emails I found out here is very low. Out of the many emails you send, you may get 1 or 2 replies, sometimes you don't get any reply, but you keep sending emails. Maybe if you're lucky, you may get some. Okay. The other thing is now after emails is cold calls. What is cold calls? Anybody?
Unsolicited.
Unsolicited. But for me, cold calls by definition is something that you get a cold reception. It's when you call, you don't get a hot reception. So I give an example. You get the contact number, you dial. So what you get first is the taped version of the response. It will say, press 1 for Arabic, press 2 for English, press this for this department, press this for this department, press this for this department. We give you all the departments except the department you want. What is the department I need is procurement to purchase, right? The ones who make the decision for buying things. So invariably you end up pressing 0 for the operator. And what kind of answer you get from the operator? First of all, say, private international school, how can I help you? Then you say, I'm calling from so-and-so company. I need to speak with somebody for procurement purchase. Then you say, what is it? I say, I'm from security company. I say, I would like to talk about security guards. She may say, you already have guards here. Then I say, no, I need to say because your procurement person may be looking for something better or something for a less price, something more quality. Then she says, sorry sir, but I cannot put you through unless you have an appointment. So please send an email on info.com. You send an email, you get no answer. Send another email, you get no answer. So the story is the same. So what option do you have left now? Another option is go door to door. This happens to all these people. Door to door, I would call it gate crash. Anybody have heard of the term gate crash?
Yes. Wedding.
Uninvited.
Weddings.
What happens if you go into a party where you're not invited? The chances of you getting thrown out is very high, right? So door to door is something like that. When you go without an appointment, it's very challenging. Because there's every chance that you may get thrown out. So that fear of rejection is very high. So we need to overcome that fear. Many a time, I've gone to the reception, when I see a guard over there, I develop cold feet. When I see the reception, I develop cold feet. I feel like going back. And I have to overcome that fear. Sometimes I take a couple of rounds. Sometimes I even go back. So that fear of rejection is so high that you really fear that you get thrown out. But you need to overcome that. And if you overcome that, the reward is also very high. Sometimes what happens is when you walk in like that without invitation, if you manage to meet the person concerned, the person may be waiting for you. They say, oh yeah, I was waiting for someone like you. I was looking for a security company like yours. So I've seen many a time that you're rewarded that way. So even though challenge is high, but still the reward is also very high. So door to door is one of the ways you can connect with your prospective customers. The next way is online tenders, because these days many tenders, government tenders are online. So you need to fill up the form, which is quite cumbersome. I think all of you know. So many information you have to give, and then they keep rejecting it. So this is another way of getting online. Our last one is networking, word of mouth. That is through your friends, through members like you all. I have had a couple of hits through some of the members here. I've been soliciting business through some of the members here. So this is one way of also reaching out to your customers. So this is the process, door to door, conferences, internet, cold calls, mass media. These are the ways to connect to your prospective customers. This is my favorite, gate crash. What happens? He gets thrown out, then he says he slams the door on me, and his colleague says not the closing you are looking for. So maintaining records, all this, name of company, contact details, the progress, how far you progress, email records, tender timings is very important because if you miss a tender, you may miss for a good 3 years. Tenders are normally for 3 years. So you have to be very careful about keeping in touch with the tenders. Then sales pipeline. How many of you heard? I think most of you have heard of sales pipeline.
It's fun.
Sales pipeline is fundamental, like we said, because this is what keeps you on track. company's budget is made on your pipeline. So this sales pipeline is more important than the gas pipeline, and it better be improved. Otherwise, you're going to suffer. So sales pipeline is, I'll show you how we maintain it. So this is the way I maintain the call list, name of the customer, who's the client, and who's the person concerned, the decision makers, then designation, numbers, email ID, and then the location, and then the calls, whether you called, whether the call was successful, appointments. Most of the time you'll see no, means you have to get crashed. That's the third option. So these are the way I will maintain the call list so that you keep yourself updating. This remark column you have to keep on updating as you keep on trying. This is the sales pipeline. Here you will see that I have different stages by sales. Cold, warm, hot. Cold is when you contact them, send an email to them. They have acknowledged the email. And when they start negotiating on the price, that becomes warm. When they keep asking you for a discount, something, it becomes warm. And finally they sign on the dotted line, then it becomes hot. Then it's clinched. This is very important. I think some of you understand this. Then tips from my experience. Once you get the appointment, then you need to be very well prepared for the presentation because that's the only chance you have. When you're preparing, your slide should be not very long, should be very informative, to the point, and put some of the most impressive things on your slide. I'll tell you one thing, that when I was working in Group 4, we had a company magazine. It was so impressive that once you give the magazine, 50% of your job is done. The customer would be so happy with the magazine that you would really be interested in your product, in your next video. So presentation tips is important. I just pull it forward. Like for example, we try to impress them by showing all the countries where we are. Then we give the value of our company, competitive advantage we have. #1 brand in Singapore. So these are the things we present so that they impress. Then how we operate. This operation concept is also important. This is how we make the presentation slide. Then meeting tips. What I've seen is that most of the young salespeople, when they first come and visit and meet the prospective customer, they're so excited that they're so busy talking about the product, they forget to see the reaction of the prospective buyer. They don't care about whether he's interested or not. Because at the end of the day, what the customer wants is, what's there in it for me? What's the benefit I get by buying your product when there's other products available in the market? So we should not neglect that. We should always listen to what they have to see. We always need to know what they want. See, when we are selling a product, we're not selling the product itself. We're selling the idea behind the product. That's very important. And the other thing is building a relationship with the customer. What I do is sometimes, which I have found it very beneficial, is that when I talk with them, I try to find out what things interest them. Sometimes I'll stray away from the product and be talking about movies or children, sports, politics, or anything. And suddenly when I find out that there's a spark in his eye, means he's interested in the topic, means that we build that relationship. It's very long lasting. And that's very beneficial. So when meeting your customer, you should always remember to know what he's interested in, not what I'm interested in. So listening is very important. 2 years we have, you should listen more and talk less. That's what they say. So this is very important for a salesperson. Then the constant effort. You should not give up. Keep trying, keep trying. I have cases where a customer has called me after 1.5 years of money, saying, "Hello, Puran, I'm still in the company. Yeah, I need your product. Can you come over?" So the constant effort is required. Strategies now. This is something about bold leadership. You know, the kind of bold decision companies make when they face a crisis. Now here I would like to share one experience I've had many years ago. I was working in a company called Asian Paints in Nepal. You know, in Nepal, we have open border with India. So a lot of goods are smuggled into Nepal, and these goods are what we compete with. So whatever is manufactured in Nepal is competing with goods which are manufactured in India, but which has come in without paying customs duty. So the price is very low. So, and the citizens are, not very patriotic when they're buying goods. So when we were competing with them, at one stage it so happened that our sales were going down, but our outstanding was going above more than 6 months. We were not getting paid. So our regional director had come for a visit, and during the meetings, he asked us what was the problem in the market. So the feedback the salespeople gave him, based on that, he told the production manager to ramp up his production. And he told the CEO to look for a bigger warehouse and build up inventory. We were surprised because we thought, I think he's gone bonkers, With all the problems, I think too much stress. So he's giving all this nutty ideas. So we said, how come now when we are having so much competition, now he's saying build up production, build up inventory. Then he told us how many dealers we have. We said go make 50, 60 dealers. So very surprised. Then he said, and go out selling 1 carton, 2 carton, give a very high discount, but all on cash. All on cash. Make dealers, sell on cash. So we just followed his orders. And surprisingly, whoever owed us money came running back to us because they found out that there were too many products in the market going at a very low discount. But we were getting cash. And this really solved the problem. So a bold decision taken by the management based on what? Based on the salespeople's feedback. So the feedback has to be very good, genuine, and detailed. So this is one of the experiences I've had about strategies. Moving target. What do I mean by moving target? I think many of the salespeople have faced this. Company gives you a target of 50 tons. Market is very difficult. You work very hard. You achieve it. And the boss comes one day and says, Pura, congratulations, you achieved your target. I think there's a market, right? You made 50. I think there's a market for 90. So the target keeps moving. This is the other problem we have. So the other challenges is, of course, unhealthy price war. Wherever you go, this is always there. In Nepal, India, Abu Dhabi, the unhealthy price, unhealthy competition is always there. Payments, big problem, even in the UAE. Regulations, the changes in the rules and regulations. Economic downturn, low quality products, these are the challenges we face. I wish we could do that, make the playing field level by doing this. So learn to listen, and the strengths required, self-belief is what's required of a salesperson, commitment, motivation, learn to relax because it's a very stressful job. You must have this can-do attitude, stress because when sales go down, blood pressure goes up. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Purandra. I think we were all sold on the presentation. Next presentation, next prepared speech is by Toastmaster Rajesh, who is our lead director. He will be giving his advanced speech, which is about accepting an award. Timer, please explain the time rules.
For next advanced speech, we have allotted time is 7 minutes. On 5 minutes up, I'll put on green signal, and on 6 minutes yellow, and 7 on red, until its speech is completed.
Can I quickly request the evaluator, Toastmaster John Thomas, to explain his project objectives?
Toastmaster, good evening, fellow members, honorable guests, good evening. Toastmaster Rajesh is about to present his advanced project 5, accepting an award. As per the Toastmasters manual, objectives are mentioned as below. Accept an award with dignity, grace and sincerity. Acknowledge the presenting organization.